Listening to this scary haunted resort story in the dark or by yourself is likely to keep you up all night, as was surely the case for me. Or, at the very least, send a chill down your spine, even if you consider yourself the bravest of the brave. Without further ado, I invite you to sit back and listen to this story of a real-life haunted ski resort in one of the creepiest places in the USA. In case you're feeling really fearless and ready to get freaky, you can actually visit this place and greet the ghosts yourself. So happy hauntings ahead. Throughout Latin America, you'll hear variations of the story of La Llorona, or the Wailing Woman. Sometimes she's lost her husband. Sometimes she's lost her children. Sometimes it's both. But in La Prava, a ski spot in Chilean Andes, the Wailing Woman is named Lola, and everyone in the area swears they knew her before she died. A local restaurant owner said he dated her, pro skier Drew Tebec says, adding that the ski patroller he heard the story from pointed at the exact hut where this tale takes place. The story starts on a nice day in peak ski season. Lola and her younger son plan to spend the day on the slopes. As can happen in the Andes, a thick fog rose from the valley, which often precedes the arrival of a real storm. The clouds enveloped the two as they were making their way down from the top of the mountain, and they lost contact with one another, Tabak says. Desperate to find her son, Lola began screaming his name as she ran through the thick fog. Unable to see clearly, she stumbled down a steep slope and began sliding towards jagged rocks. By chance, a local lift operator who was returning to his cabin came across her body. He was afraid she was dead, but on closer inspection, he found she was still alive. Just barely, Tabak says. Her body was covered in lacerations from the sharp rocks, and the only word she said, in the faintest whisper, was her son's name. The lift operator worked to carefully pull her body to his cabin, which was just up the hill. He bandaged her cuts as best he could, then he ran to fetch the doctor. Together, the doctor and lift operator made their way back to his hut, the fog hanging thickly in the air. When they arrived, the bed was empty. Just the bloody sheets remained. Neither the woman nor her son were ever found, Tabak says, but locals report hearing her wail for her child whenever they're near the lift operator's cabin. Here's the thing, Tabak does not believe in ghosts. Something, however, changes when he arrives in the resort each winter. Maybe it's the fact that you can see an ancient child sacrifice site. Maybe it's because Tabak has simply read too many magical realism books. But sitting alone in his cabin in the Andes, with the wind whipping and the candles flickering, he swears that every now and then he just can't tell if what he's hearing is a woman or the wind. So, my friends, that was the spooky story of the mysterious woman called Lola. Whether this creepy story was true or fiction, it sure does make for the perfect horror story. Thanks for joining me for Shani's Tales of Terror, and until next time, way out.